1,000 of these have been ordered so far today. It is an essential for your jewelry wardrobe. Let me just tell you that. When you get this bracelet at home, it will be the one that you wear day in and day out. It is going to be the one that you don't have to take off your wrist, because whether you are casual, going to the office, going out to dinner, having fun with friends, going to the playground with your kids, it's just the one you can wear all of the time. It is from our J collection, which is this beautiful designer brand that we carry here at QVC, born from the heritage of the John Hardy brand. And we love that we can now bring you something that gives you more. Because while we've brought you beaded looks from J in the past, we've never brought you one that gives you this many beads. They are all true bead stations, so they're not going to be floating around. They stay in place. It layers with all of the other J box chain bracelets you may have purchased. I wear my 5.3 every single day, and I've recently been wearing this bracelet for the last week. They've been going hand in hand. It's like best friends reunited. Kind of like what happens when my buddy Scott Grimes is here, one of my dear, dear friends, who of course is the creative director behind the J brand. So come on out here. Always good to see you. Good morning. Nice to see you. Thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate it. Of course, of course, of course. So the story here, first of all, let me back up. Sizes. So you know what you can order. We have a small, an average, and a large. So there's the small, which is if you normally wear a 6 3/4 inch, an average if you normally wear a 7 1/4 inch, a large if you normally wear an 8 inch. Stay true to your normal J sizing here. Some of you I know are going to look at the measurements online and think, oh, that looks as if it's going to be a little too big. We manipulated the sizing a smidge to accommodate the beads, so that you have the proper fit for your wrist size. So they know how to do that. Just go with your regular size. If for some reason you get it home and you wanted to exchange it, don't forget that we offer free exchanges. So the story behind this bracelet, why this as a TSV?
Well, first off, it's the 30th anniversary of Bonanza.
Yeah.
Which, when I proposed, I proposed this bracelet just to bring to Bonanza, because I thought it was a fantastic way to honestly take advantage of the sale price.
Sure. Yes.
And because for me it was, I wanted to bring something that elevates what we already do very, very well. And that is our signature box chain. I started working on the box chain in 2015. I was able to work with the premier manufacturer, spent 2 days in our couture showroom, and we looked over 1,000 different styles of chains. When I pulled the box chain, because it's been 10 years I've worked with our brand, for the 10 years I've always loved the style of the box chain, but I always felt the way it's originally made, it was too masculine. It was the edges were too hard. So working with him and being able to round it out. And then I also wanted to make sure I added more weight than the industry standard. So we brought as much weight as possible. This actually shows you how we hand assemble and hand create this box chain for you. Everything about J is quality. Everything is about timeless appeal. Everything is about wearability. So Jill and I always say, all you have to do when it comes to J is find a design you love.
Yeah.
We promise you, when you get it home and you put it on, if it's your first time, you're going to say, now I know what all the fuss is about. Most of you, it won't be your first time, and you're going to keep layering all of these pieces together. So what you saw there shows that level of craftsmanship for each of the J designs that we bring to you. So I wanted to bring something that was true to the J DNA.
Yeah.
So when you put it on, instantly people know, well, oh my gosh, that's a J design. Mm-hmm. I also wanted to bring it to you in our #1 design.
Yeah.
This box chain has put us in the map. It has completely taken QVC by storm, which I think is amazing, because you've had box chains in the past, but we were able to modernize it, elevate it, and make it more feminine, and still add the weight. For this, the hammered beads.
Yeah.
Something magical happens to that box chain with that geometric, with the hand-applied oxidation below, and then pow. There you are, the beautiful hammered silver. There's something feminine, there's something mystical. It's that great juxtaposition of that architecture, of that power, of the strength. Yeah. But then there's like, you know what? There's these beautiful beads, and by adding 5 beads individually soldered around, everywhere it dances around your wrist, you get all the beads until you come to our hand set, our lobster clasp. That's a custom clasp. Those of you, quite often, you look down at a bracelet and it looks so pretty, Then you look at the clasp and you're like, why did they stop designing? And it's normally a generic, a machine mass-produced clasp that's hard to put on. This one is not only a custom clasp that we design with our Sukhothai motif, but as you can see what Jill is doing there, that's a swivel. So all my years doing personal appearances, when we would work together, I would start putting the jewelry on you and you would say, okay, I love you, Scott, but stop. If I can't put the bracelet on by myself, put it back in the case. So one thing that we realized is by doing that basic movement of the swivel, which is a very specific step, which is why most designers don't do it, but it was made for you, it was designed for you, so you can put it on by yourself.
Yes.
So that's my story, Morning Glory.
I love it. It's a great story. Here's some other stories for you. First time we've ever done this many beads in a beautiful J bracelet. First time you've ever seen a designer piece as the Today's Special Value on our Big Bonanza Silver Day. So that's something you want to take advantage of. I also have to tell you this. We offer another version of this hammered bead bracelet in our inventory, and it has 3 beads on it. It's more money than the Today's Special Value is with 5 beads.
Well, can I tell you something?
So this is something really special to take advantage of, and you should know that at the end of the sale weekend, when the Today's Special Value price goes away, this will then become more expensive than that bracelet with the 3 beads, right? So this is your opportunity. Even our best-selling 5.3 has 5.3 millimeter, which is the one that I wear all the time. And we have this in the show, and we're going to talk about the big guy coming up as well. So like, we have all the different sizes. But this one is usually $119. So
that's at the sale price too.
At a sale price. So to get this for $99 and change, designer jewelry with the heritage that comes with it, the pride that you feel when you put this on your wrist and feel that difference, the pride that you feel as you wear it every single day and look down and realize, sometimes I forget it's there, but then I glance down and I'm like, oh, hi, little bracelet. Like, you know, you've been with me all day. Don't you love when you find those pieces of jewelry that really become part of who you are? That's what happened to me with the box chain bracelet. I mean, once we debuted it, I got my first one. I haven't taken it off in 2 years, Scott. I wear it all the time. I take it off when I wear gold. But when I'm in silver, this bracelet is part of my mix. Guess what just joined the party? This particular design. The beads don't get in your way. They're not uncomfortable. Are they hollow beads? Technically, they are hollow, but they again come from a designer perspective where they have been reinforced with so much metal weight. They are not going to dent. These are not going to be the ones that crimp. I know you've had experiences before where you saw those pretty beads and they didn't hold up. This is not Jay. Jay will make sure that you are pleased with the designer side of what real jewelry, fine jewelry, heritage craftsmanship, soulful craftsmanship is really all about.
Well, and I think, and that's beautifully stated, because
Can you tell I like it?
Well, no, and it's funny because you've presented jewelry for a little bit of time here, and you know a little bit about the silver world, correct?
Yes, just a smidge.
So when Jill came to our couture showroom in New York City, and we spent quite a bit of time playing with all of our highest end pieces that go up to $100,000. And when
that was a really hard job.
and when we spoke about bringing the J line here, one of the things that she wasn't adamant, and she was such an advocate for all of you, is she goes, Scott, this is an amazing opportunity. She goes, and she says, but do me a favor, give her the same quality. Make sure you bring the weight that you're known for. Make sure you bring the quality that you're known for. So what I do is, I've got 10 years of knowing how to get in the right doors. I have 10 years of finding the ultimate manufacturer who, because of where I come from, allows me to sit side by side and say, I know you did this, but imagine if we could soften that classic. Let's do more weight. And then they say, but Scott, just so you know, the industry standard, all you need that is to be X amount of weight. Each of these bracelets, based on the industry standard, have 50% more silver weight in them than the high-end retailer. I do that because that becomes that timeless, that becomes that quality. And then all those years as a stylist, dressing so many of you, there are certain things that you want to spend your money on.
Yep.
You go into the workhorse. So when we looked at putting together and had that opportunity of Bonanza TSV, I personally just wanted to be selfish and take advantage of a sale price and get you a piece that you will wear every single day. I will say I kind of shot myself in the foot because now I'm like, how do I come back in April? I mean, because this is something that we've never, ever, ever been able to do.
It's under $100 for over 13 grams of sterling silver in a bracelet that feels good, that rolls around, that layers beautifully. And listen, I layer it with my 5.3 box chain from Jay. You can layer it with other things. Layer it with that Diamondique bracelet that we had earlier. I showed that to you and how nicely, you know, those pieces can layer in together.
Because look how the high polished of the bead starts
plays
playing.
Off the high polish there, right? If you have a gemstone bracelet you love, throw it in there. Listen, I think a gold bracelet mixed in there would be fabulous. There are other J bracelets that maybe you like better than the 5.3. This is an opportunity to have that little black dress that allows you to then customize your style based on whatever you do or don't layer with it. If for you just one is good enough, wear the one. But if it's going to only be one, don't you want it to be the one that feels better than all the rest, that gives you that luxury of designer jewelry and gives you the opportunity to have something that looks good morning until night? 3 choices in terms of lengths. 6 3/4 is the small, 7 1/4 is your average, 8 inches is your large. It's on a 5-pay easy pay plan, and it's under $100. We've never been able to bring you this kind of a bracelet with this kind of a weight and this kind of a presence from your brand at under $100. You and I have presented.
And I'm not a fortune teller. Right. But I don't see this happening again because I may have gotten beat up a little bit from my team. Like, well, Scott, we can't do that. I'm like, but we can.
Well, and I can tell you, this is also a brand where there are pieces in the collection that have been $699, $799. So when you look at the heritage of where this brand came from, how lucky we are to have that dedication to quality and true designer craftsmanship to give you the weight and feel that I know you want, because I want it too. It was one of the first things I said to Scott. I said, listen, here's the scoop. Give her what she wants and she'll pay for it. It's not that she doesn't want to pay for the good jewelry. It's just then so many times she's paid for jewelry and been disappointed. And that that's sort of always been my metric to you is
100. No.
Let me feel it.
And I've got Jill in my head. As I'm sitting there with the sketches and designs.
WWJD. What would Jill do?
No, in all sincerity, and then all of a sudden I start weighing every piece, and I'm like, wait a minute, is this going to stand the test of time?
Yeah.
Would Jill be proud? As would I be proud to knock on your front door and say, this is what we made for you?
This is so. Think about that. This is what we made for you as our today's special value. Real quickly, we're going to go to the phones because Brenda's joining us this morning from Maryland. Brenda, good morning. It's Jill and Scott.
Morning.
How are you?
Good. I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you for calling in. Tell us your thoughts on our today's special value bracelet.
Well, I bought one, and this is my third J chain bracelet.
Okay.
I'm afraid I had bad luck last week in the heavy weather we had. My bracelet must have gotten caught in my sleeve of my coat. And even though I've backtracked everywhere I went, of course, no one saw it.
Oh.
If I found it, I might not turn it in myself. But I was wondering, is it possible to put a safety chain on it?
Could you take it to a jeweler?
If you take it to a jeweler, by all means, it would almost look like a little leash that they could barrel to it and connect to it.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
I have the smaller one, the 5 grams?
The 5.3?
Yep, that's what I'm wearing, Brenda.
Yeah, I've got that on.
Yeah.
But I also had the bigger one, and the bigger one was the one that came off.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, I've been frantic. I want you to know. And all of my friends have noticed that it's gone because they always comment on my chain bracelet.
Well, Brenda, if you're not on my J Facebook page, do me a favor. Please reach out to me on my J Jewelry Facebook page, and let's have a conversation so we can find that together. Okay?
Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
Please do.
Okay, and I love the jewelry. It is gorgeous, and I did buy Hardy a few times on the cruises that I went on.
Okay.
Yes.
And yeah, so I have